Huh?
Huh?
Amigos.
Amigos.
Yes, they finally got the closure they needed. My Lukanette heart is screaming and crying at the same time. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl, the Cartoon Hotspot, and in today's video, I'll be analysing the episode Crocoduel. Now, Crocoduel is episode 12, I believe, and the events that happens in this episode foreshadow what's to come in episode 18, titled Wishmaker. So I'm glad this was released first. If you want to hear my thoughts on this episode, then don't go anywhere without giving this video a thumbs up. And if you're new to my channel, hopefully you'll be sticking around by turning on that bell button for post notification. Without further ado, let's begin. The episode begins with Kiddie Section having a performance and Arlie, Nino and Zoe watching. After the performance ends, Luka questions where Marinette is because he hadn't seen her since they broke up, to which Rose makes up this weird excuse that she's busy training with water ponies. What? Rose, I love you, but did you really think Luka would fall for that? How gullible do you think he is? Anyways, Luka knows Rose is lying, but is only trying to protect his feelings. He concludes that Marinette is avoiding him since their breakup was pretty... well, you've watched the breakup scene. Alia then devises a plan to get Marinette to talk to Luka. Since Julika's birthday is coming up, she decides it'd be best to have the party on the boat and not in the cinemas or wherever they were planning. And because Julika and Luka are twins, it'd mean he'll also be there, so Marinette won't possibly be able to avoid him forever. Back in Marinette's room, Alia thinks she has successfully fooled Marinette, but Marinette catches on to her sneaky plan and knows that Luka will be at the party. Alia tells her it's unfair to Luka that Marinette keeps avoiding him. After all, they ended on good terms, not bad terms, so why would it be awkward? And Marinette responds by saying her presence would hurt him, knowing that he's in love with her, but she's in love with Adrien. After a bit of convincing, Marinette reluctantly agrees that she'll show up. At school, Julika is by herself, just chilling on her phone, only to be distracted by Marinette, who uses a trash can so nobody can spot her. Marinette begs her to make sure Luka isn't at the party, which, to be honest, that's pretty selfish and inconsiderate because it's his birthday as well as Julika's, so it should be their decision. Nonetheless, Julika agrees to it. Luka then asks Julika if Marinette is coming to their party, and she lies, saying that she is. She then receives a call from Arlie and the rest of the gang, but at the same time, receives a call from Marinette. Then out of nowhere, Jagged Stone appears, crashing into Luka's room, which I'm glad he's trying to be a good father, but he doesn't even notice Julika, his other child. Arnika then storms in and causes a scene where the two begin to argue, to which Luka asks his mum if Jagged can come to their party. The gang arrive at the party and Marinette spots Luka, who happily and enthusiastically says hello. Look how his face brightened up when he saw she actually came to his party. Of course, Marinette had to ruin the moment in her own Marinette way by running away and falling over. Julika is upset because it hasn't even been 5 minutes and the party has already been a disaster. Luka is upset too because he knows Marinette didn't actually want to come and that she was obviously tricked into coming. While Julika runs off crying, Luka sadly strums his guitar and Hawkmoth senses this negative emotion and sends out an Akuma. The gang cheer him up with heartwarming words, reassuring him that Marinette is just nervous and does want to be his friend, but is obviously struggling with not being so awkward. His negative emotions disappear, but Hawkmoth senses another one nearby. Marinette apologizes to Julika for putting her in an uncomfortable situation, and they hug. Meanwhile, Jagged Stone arrives and the gang are shocked to discover he's Luka and Julika's father. Julika is worried that her father doesn't care about her and only cares about Luka. And talk about perfect timing. Luka and Jagged walk in without knowing Marinette and Julika are right there, and Jagged hands Luka this guitar as a birthday present, telling him to keep this a secret from Julika. Marinette then pops out and scolds Jagged for ignoring his daughter, and Jagged says, "Thanks for being discreet, Marinette. This was actually a present for Julika, but I guess you can have it now." Way to go, Marinette. Way to go. Arnika enters and yet again, her and Jagged bicker like whiny children, getting at each other's throats and letting out their pent-up rage. None of them are over their bitter breakup, and apparently Jagged left Arnika to pursue music, but according to Arnika, she broke up with him because he cared more about his music than her. Ouch. And I thought Chloe's parents were bad, but somehow this couple managed to really get on my nerves. I mean, come on. Of all days to argue, you picked your children's birthday party. Really? Talk about good parenting. Anyways, the two of them get akumatized into Crocoduel, which, can I say, not Hawkmoth's best plans. Why would you akumatize two people who clearly hate each other? They're just going to keep fighting and not actually get the jobs done, which, in case Hawkmoth forgot, that is getting Ladybug in Cat Noir's miraculous. Marinette transforms after Alia pretends to hurt her ankle, just so she can sneak off. At the same time, Adrien is at some modeling gig or something where he's getting his makeup done. He transforms and soon joins Ladybug. He says, "Milady, promise me we won't argue like that when we're an old couple." And she responds, "Well, for that to happen, we'd actually have to be a couple." Ouch, savage. I honestly missed this Ladynoir and I had to remind myself that this is episode 12 and so their tension hasn't begun. But let me enjoy this Ladynoir moment before we go back to seeing them possibly argue. Ladybug concludes that they need help, so she finds Luka and hands her the Tiger Miraculous. Raw appears and encourages Luka to speak up. She transforms into Purple Tigress, and can I just say, look how stunning she looks. Luka Kufen, or should I say, Purple Tigress, always understands the assignment. Clearly, I'm not the only one who thinks this, as Cat Noir is in awe of her. Look at them, two cats on a superhero team. Anyways, Cat Noir uses his stick to launch Ladybug and Purple Tigress into the sky. But to be honest, I'm pretty sure I'm not the only one thinking this, but they could have just used their power up. You know, the flying one, Cosmo Bug and Astro Cat, and then give one to Purple Tigress, but whatever, they must have forgotten that. They obtain the akumatized object, which is a CD. They break it thinking the Akuma would come out, but Luka explains that the Akuma entered the CD before it was broken, and that's where Ladybug's lucky charm comes into play. She uses her lucky charm, which is sellotape, and pieces the broken CD together, whilst Purple Tigress uses her power of exaltation, I believe, against the supervillains. If I'm being completely honest, I'm a bit confused what her power really is, so if any of you know, please comment it down because this girl is lost. They save the day, everyone celebrates, and Luka finally summons the courage to yell at her parents and tell them to get their act together and stop bickering for goodness sake. Luka and Jagged have a cute father-daughter moment where he promises he'll always listen to her whenever she wants to talk about anything, which at least, like I said before, he's trying to be a good father, unlike some people. Yes, I'm talking about you, Gabriel Agreste. At the end of the episode, Luka and Marinette finally have that conversation that's been long awaited. Luka asks Marinette when she'll tell Adrien about her feelings, because if Luka can be brave enough and let her voice be heard, so can Marinette. Now, let's talk about this. Luka spoke nothing but pure facts here. Marinette is always encouraging people to face their fears, confront their doubts, and step out of their comfort zone. Yet the irony is, she isn't taking her own advice. I've already spoken about a consistent character flaw Marinette has in a previous video, but to summarize, Marinette's biggest problem is avoiding much needed conversations. Even when she needs and wants to have these conversations, she cowers away out of fear of hurting the people she cares about, but most importantly, hurting herself. So think of it like a defense mechanism. Instinctively, she's protecting her feelings from pain and hurt. And I think this particular scene is hinting at something huge that will happen later on in this season. The fact Luka isn't the first person to tell Marinette to talk to Adrien tells me that Marinette might finally confess to him. I don't know, I can feel it, it's like a gut feeling and I hope it's right. Maybe, just maybe, Luka is the push Marinette needs into finally admitting her feelings to Adrien. And you're probably thinking, Alia and the rest of her friends have been trying to get Marinette to confess for God knows how long. Yeah, that's true. But the difference is Luka knows what it feels like to be rejected or to fall in love with someone who doesn't reciprocate those romantic feelings. So if there's anyone who could give Marinette the best possible and honest advice, it's Luka. If she gets rejected, he'll be there. And if Adrien admits that he does have feelings for her, he'll be there. Marinette then apologizes for avoiding him, and Luka responds by saying not seeing her hurt way more than seeing her, showing how much he really wanted to be friends even when the relationship didn't work out. So yes, Lukanette are stronger than ever, even if it's in a non-romantic way, and I couldn't have asked for it any other way. I absolutely love the trope where the relationship doesn't work out for whatever reason, but the two people become best friends and are always looking out for each other, and I appreciate this in the show. It's important to note, most first relationships don't always end well, but that doesn't mean a strong friendship can't come out of it. Luka was Marinette's first boyfriend. He might not have been her first love, but he was still her first boyfriend, and that's a huge stage in a person's life. They didn't work out, but what's important is that they both learned something and grew from their mistakes. As for shoutouts, I don't usually do shoutouts in analysis videos, so shoutouts will be in my next theory or video essay. But that doesn't mean you can't comment down your thoughts on this episode. Overall, I quite enjoyed this episode. It might have been a filler, but we can't always have action, you know? Purple Tigress was a serve, and I absolutely loved Lukanette's interaction in that ending scene. If you enjoyed this analysis, please feel free to like, comment and subscribe if you're new to my channel, so you don't miss out on the latest miraculous spoilers, as well as in-depth video essays on the show we all know and love. Now I want to put it to you guys. What are your thoughts on this episode? Love it? Hate it? Let me know down in the comments. As for today, that's it from me, and I'll see you again next time.